Hello everyone, welcome to Level Change channel. My name is Claudio Fonseca. I'm a real 777 pilot and I'm very proud today to show you the new Boeing 777-200ER by Pmdg for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and 2024. I'm still using Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 because so far we did not have any Pmdg to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, so I kept 2020. I'm still flying then on 2020. This is the first version for the 2024, but I didn't want to change to a new sim for the first live stream with this new bird, so I was not sure if I was going to be able to run the 2024 properly and then on top of that install the new Pmdg, so I decided to keep my old simulator 2020, and as soon as they release the 777-300ER for the 2024, I'm going to switch to the 2024 and I'm going to start using only the 2024 from that time. So for now today we are still in the old sim 2020. We already have Bruno Lima here. Thank you so much, Bruno Lima. I'm not that good today. I had some fever, headache during the afternoon. I almost canceled this broadcast. But I decided I'm going to do a short flight with you today. I'm going to show you some new things about the 777-200ER, and hopefully tomorrow I feel better. I have a flight from here, my home base, to São Paulo, Brazil, and then in São Paulo, Brazil, there is another live broadcast programmed on my new channel, Desvio Bússola, and this is a Portuguese only channel, and I'm going to be broadcasting them almost the same kind of content tomorrow in Portuguese. Okay, so Brazilians, stay tuned on the new channel Desvio Bússola, and tomorrow 8 p.m. Brasilia time we are going to have our broadcast in Portuguese. Okay, well, as you can see, the screens and the position of the camera is changing. This is chase plane for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I hope they release for 2024 soon, because it's something that I'm going to use on the 2024 for sure. And a part of that, the only thing that we have is the new Pmdg 777-200ER and the GSX ready to do our pushback. Otherwise, standard sim content, no add-ons for the scenery, no add-ons for any kind of sound or any kind of visual quality improvement, because the start today is the 777-200ER. First thing that I want to share with you is that I never flew this version in real life. I am a 777 pilot, but I only fly the new ones. This is like a classic 777, so I only fly the 300ER, the 200LR, and the 200 freighter. This is an old 777. This is part of the classic 777, so this is a 777 with smaller engines, smaller wings, and basically different weights for takeoff and landing. Everything else is almost the same as the new 777s that I currently fly in real life. Okay, so as you can see from this image, the engines, they are much smaller, and today I'm flying the Pratt & Whitney engines on this 777-200ER. Pmdg launched 3 versions. Okay, so first version is with the G90 General Electric engine, the second version is the Rolls-Royce engine, and the third version is the Pratt & Whitney version. When you select, or when you want to select the airplane on your Microsoft Flight Simulator menu, you will see 3 different planes. Okay, so it's not like you select the 200ER and then you select which engine do you want. It's the opposite. First you select the airplane and the engine model that you want, and then you can scroll through your liveries and then select your plane. One thing that I want to show you today, and is a big thing for PMDG, and I found also a big thing for me as well, is the new PMDG Operations Center 3, and let me try to show that to you. Just a minute. Yeah, this one. So I'm going to do a transition here, and now what you see on your screen is the new PMDG Operations Center version 3, and here you can see that I installed the version 2.00.095 is the preview version for the 777-200ER for Microsoft Flight Simulator, as you can see here on the left side for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. If you look here on the right side, you have the same airplane that is not installed for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Okay, so for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, you have blue strip here on the left side. So I have the 200ER, I have the freighter, I have the 300ER, and here I also have the 200ER on 2024. So basically, if you buy the 777-200ER for Microsoft Flight Simulator, you will have both versions for 2024 and for 2020. Okay, big thing here is that everything is much faster. I had an issue with GSX today. I had to reinstall pretty much everything, so I deinstall the 777-200ER. I selected another version, and the download was running at around 65 megabytes per second, much faster than used to be from the previous servers or softwares by PMDG. So this is a big thing. Okay, so downloading times, they are much faster. Even liveries to install, they are much faster. Okay, I have installed only these 3 liveries so far, one with Rolls-Royce, one with GE, and one with Pratt & Whitney. I'm flying today this United Airlines for you on the sim. Okay, so big thing, if you still do not have, download your PMDG Operations Center version 3. Is much easier to configure, to download, and also you don't need all those codes, because once you log in into your credentials with your email address and so on, you will have all the planes available there, and there is no need even to activate like the new airplane, because it's all done automatically by this new PMDG Operations Center version 3. So I really recommend you to already install the new one, and as soon as you get the new airplanes available on the Operations Center 3, I recommend you to uninstall these airplanes from your Windows system, and then use the Operations Center version 3 to reinstall. It's much faster than a load. The installation is much simple, and you are going to have even faster updates as they come. Okay, we also have here Helicóptero Virtual. Gustavo Evangelista, hi, I'm from Brazil. I'm very excited for this live. Finally, a good quality content. Thank you so much. And Christian Todd, yes, could you show deliveries, please? Yes, I can open PMDG Operations Center one more time. That is something I can sure show you. So let's change to this screen one more time. So now what I can show you is that these are deliveries that we have. We have Aeromexico, Air France, actually 2 for Air France, one for Air Peace, Alitalia, American. We have 3 versions, all of them with Rolls-Royce engine. All Nippon Airways, Asiana also one. Austrian, we have 2 options, both with the GE engines. Then British Airways, we have 2, one GE, one Rolls-Royce. Delta, we have a historic one with Rolls-Royce, also another historic one with Rolls-Royce engine, so 2 for Delta. Eastern Airlines, we have 1. El Al, we have also 1. Euro Atlantic, Jin Air, KLM, 3 options for KLM, all of them with the GE engines. Korean Air 1, Lauda Air, also historic one. My Way Airlines, Norwind, Omni Air, Pakistan International Airlines, PIA, Singapore 1 is a historic one as well. TAG, Thai 1, United, you have 4, all of them, or sorry, 3 of them Pratt & Whitney and 1 of them GE, and Vietnam Airlines also with General Electric engines. Okay, so here you can see the engines on the left side at the bottom, the engines for each livery, and you just click install and it's going to install for you. I'm not going to do it because my simulator is running at this time, so I don't want to screw things over. Okay, but those are the liveries that we have already to the 777-200ER. Okay, yeah, Christian, many liveries already available from day one for you. Was the same thing with the 777-300ER, and for sure, if you don't find the one already by PMDG in flightsim.to, you will have many people uploading their content there, so you will find liveries for computers are not an issue, and if you are going to run on Xbox, yeah, then this is enough. I'm pretty sure this is enough. Okay, so guys, what I want to show you today, let's go inside the airplane, and first thing we can go to our tablet. Okay, a standard thing that we used to have by PMDG. You can request data from SimBrief. You are going to see your route here, and here you can already see your weather for departure, arrival, and your alternate. Okay, so it's all here. I always also want to change this map to IFR high. Okay, so this is the one that I like because I have more information, like real information from real world instead of a map. Okay, so here we have information about our flight, and you can also check the weather. Note that you have the option for simple, where you have only temperature, dew point, wind, and altimeter. That's what you need to calculate your performance. If you click on Meter, then you also have or better, then you have the standard Meter ready for you. Okay, second page is your operational flight plan. No idea why. Yeah, it was already on the maximum zone. So we have today Boston to JFK, planning runway 22 right in Boston and 22 left in JFK, level 220, so everything with 2s today. And I will show you more about the weights and how to configure all of this really soon. Then you have the option for your charts. So basically on the departure airport, we are going to depart on the SOC 7 RNAV departure. So I'm going to clip that. Also on the airport, I only need the information about the airport today. On arrival in JFK, we are going to have Part 4, and the approach is the ILS runway 22 left. ILS 22 left, and then on the airport also, we want airport info and Terminal 4. It's good enough for us today. Okay, alternate, we are not going there, we don't need to look into it. Then we have your general preferences, here is an option for you to install, reinstall, and upload your navigation data, so you can do it within the sim. You don't need to close the sim to update your navigation database. I just did before this live stream, and it worked perfectly. And then you have the information about the tablet. Next thing that we have here is the performance tool, but before going to the performance tool, which is pretty much the same performance tool as the previous airplanes, only of course with the information for the current airplane, is that we have here a new weight and balance. And for this weight and balance, I can already ask here to load from SimBrief. So you are going to see a couple of things like your takeoff weight, your takeoff CG, your zero fuel weight, your zero fuel weight CG. And as soon as you fill up your FMC, you're going to have landing weight and landing CG. Have in mind that those numbers here are the numbers that are also on your airplane. Okay, so it's loaded from SimBrief, and here on the right side you have a quick loading, so you can randomize packs, cargo, or the overall weight of the airplane, and then you have the information here. Also for the quick fuel, you can set for a long range, a medium range, or a short range. And on the precise loading here, you have all the information if you want to select passengers on first, business, and economy class separated, and also cargo by forward, aft, and bulk. Okay, same thing for the fuel. You can set a total fuel, a percentage, and so on. So you have all the information here, and you will be able to check everything from here. Okay, once I finish the FMC, you're going to see the landing weight here. So so one thing, these are the real values that you are going to have. It's like having a load sheet ready for you. Okay, I really like this because we can plan or change slightly the numbers, and as soon as we change, we are going to have here the information that we need to put on our CDU, on our FMC, like the zero fuel weight and the CG. So we have the information ready here. It's like a virtual load sheet for you. And then if you want to know the information about the packs and so on, you can go to precise loading and you will see the actual information there. Okay, so that's new by PMDG, is something that I'm going to be using for sure. Okay, so let's go now to our tablet and FMC and CDU. So let's start with the CDU. It's asking for us to enter the initial position for the inertial. So we have the correct airplane, correct engine, nav data is updated, and everything here is 0. Is a brand new airplane for us this time. Kilo Bravo Oscar Sierra is the reference airport, and we are going to use the GPS position as inertial position. Then we can go to route. We are departing Kilo Bravo Oscar Sierra, and we are going to Kilo JFK Juliet Foxtrot Kilo. Our flight is United Airlines 1986 today. I'm going to add here as a flight number, and I'm going to request the route. So what we want is from SimBrief. As you can see here, you can already or you can also set your payload and fuel just like the previous airplanes, but as soon as you load from SimBrief, you will have everything there if you use your tablet. Okay, so if I go to menu, FS actions, and I go to payload, actually the current zero fuel weight is not there. So if I quick load from SimBrief, yeah, it's not going. So I can select set payload. Oh no, it was okay. My mistake here, and the mistake that I did is the same I did it before. So I need to go to PMDG setup, aircraft displays, and I want to see kilograms and degrees centigrades, because these are the numbers that I'm used to. Okay, so even though I'm flying United Airlines today, I'm going to use kilograms because my mind cannot cope with pounds. Okay, so that is the main thing, and my sim brief is also in kilograms, so it's very important that you have both of them at the same unit. Okay, so for the payload, if you see here, 166461 is 166.5, and the fuel we have 11.5, which is the fuel that we already got here. So once you press load from SimBrief, you will have that zero fuel weight and that fuel loaded to your airplane. So when you are here selecting the route, you don't need to set payload, set fuel. If you did through the tablet already, you can just select your route. Okay, so we'll have some time now until the route is ready and available for us. So we just send the route request. I'm going to do it really easy for you today. I'm not going to go into many details, and you will see that it's very easy for us to start flying. So I'm going to load, and then I have a couple of information. Route 1 uplink is loading, and still not here. Descent forecast uplink is ready. Wind data uplink is ready. Airform init uplink is ready. And if we can go to the next page, we have our route here. So I can activate, execute, already enter our departure runway to right in this case, and our SID SOX 7. I can execute this one. If this is a short flight, I'm going to enter our arrival ILS 22 left and Parch 4 via Sierra Echo India. I can execute this and then check the route. You're going to see that there is no discontinuity. We have everything all the way runway 22 left. Then we go on the performance, and the zero fuel weight that I'm going to enter is this one here, 166.5. So 166.5 is the zero fuel weight. I'm going to accept the performance initialization, just changing the cruise altitude, and this is something, this is not a bug, this is the way it's been with Pmdg. So Pmdg is always giving you the best flight level for your route based on the distance of the flight, but today we have a restriction level 220. This is a real world restriction. This is what SimBrief give to us, so remember always to check, especially cruise level. Everything else is according to your flight plan. So once we have here, we can use another tool by Pmdg, which is the performance tool. So I can import from the OFP, select our departure runway, in this case to right. So to right, and then I can import everything from the airplane and just calculate. Very easy. We have all the information that we need. So we are going to use takeoff 2 for departure, assume temperature of 38, and then on takeoff we have flaps 5. Speeds are going to be 125, 12, VR 130, 130, and V2 135. Only thing missing is the CG, so we can go back to our weight here, and we know that our takeoff CG is 25, so I can take 25 from here. So that's why I told you I'm going to use this a lot, because in real life we get the information of zero fuel weight and takeoff CG through our load sheet, through a paper or sometimes an electronic version, but we do have this information from somewhere else. We don't click 2 times on the line select key for the CG or the zero fuel weight. It does not know in real life what is the current CG, what is the current zero fuel weight. So I use these values here to insert into our CDU. And note that as we have a route now, our landing weight is already predicted here, and also our landing CG if we burn normal if you have a normal fuel burn for this flight. Okay, so everything here is set. So this is the end of our CDU preparation, apart from the winds. So we can load the winds because they were already available for us. We can execute, and also descent forecast, we can load the winds for our descent. So now everything is set. Takeoff reference page this side, legs on the other side, and we can do a pre-flight checklist for now. So pre-flight checklist: oxygen is tested 100%, flat instruments heading 310, and altimeter is 29er72. So pre-flight checklist is complete. So checklist is gone, and I'm going to just make sure we have everything in place to start our flight. I can even start with pressurizing our hydraulics, and also fuel pumps, beacon from our MCP here, VORs on both sides. Can I go there? Burp. Yep, VOR on both sides. Traffic and airport, and on this side also traffic and airport. That's what we need before departure. Altitude, initial altitude is 1200 or above, 3000 or above, so everything is above. So we need speed 135, heading 215 and 220. So 135 as V2. You are going to see that on the 200 ER you will have lower speeds or lower weights. So it's very rare that you're going to depart the 200 LR with V2 of 132, but on the 200 it is possible. Heading 215 for our departure today, and altitude 220 initially. So 220 is set, we are all set. Auto brake to RTO, and I think everything else is ready. Let's just make sure that everything is ready by doing our before start checklist. So flight deck door, good catch. Let's see. Flight deck door, it is closed and locked. Just to show you, yeah, of course, as the previous ones, you can open and close this door. Okay, so flight deck door is closed and locked. MCP V2 135, heading 215, altitude flight level 220, takeoff speeds V1 125, VR 130, V2 135. CDU pre-flight is completed. Trim, I'm missing the trim, so let's check trim here. It is supposed to be 6.25. Let's see if my joystick is working. Yes, it is. We need to go all the way to 6.25. Yeah, it takes a while. On the real airplane is the same. 6, yeah, we have here 6.25, 0 and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing is complete. Before start, checklist is complete, so I can close my checklist. Tick as off is the only information that we have, and I'm going to use GSX here to do our pushback. I want nose to the right, tail to the left. So they want us to release parking brakes. And we also need to come here. This is something by Pmdg that on the ground operations you have to remove the shocks.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
All engines are clear. I'm going to start the engines really soon. So far I'm going to leave this screen here for you to see our pushback, the brand new Pmdg 777-200Er. My graphic settings are not the highest at this moment because I face a lot of issues with GSX, also the new TV that I'm using at home and many things, so I reduce a little bit my graphic quality, but you are still able to see the Pmdg 777-200Er pushing back in Boston. Let's go for our engine start. So we start left. Actually, in this plane you can even start, sorry, right first. We can even start both together. Not the case for us today. We are going to start one at a time, following standard procedures by most of the 777 operators nowadays. Well, they want the parking brake.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
So let's tell them that the engine start is complete, just to release them. Vaspi was here, American is here. Hi Fonseca, are you taking a lot of international flights in real life or are you on vacation? I am flying. I am flying, not on vacation. I'm going to fly tomorrow actually to Brazil. Testemunha da História says, hello Captain, greetings from Brazil. PW engines for today. Yes, that's what we have. Pratt & Whitney for today and tomorrow in real life back to the G90s. By the way guys, one more time, tomorrow we have a live broadcast in Portuguese. Okay, so live broadcast in Portuguese on the new channel, Desvio Bússola. Okay, search on your YouTube for Desvio Bússola and you will find the new channel. Something wrong with my computer, but let's continue. So it says, Bruno Queiroz, hi Fonseca, have something time, but I finally get a flight simulator. Is the P3D, but still works. I have difficulty with the landing in keyboard and mouse. Can you help me? Bruno, it's very, very hard, man, to use a keyboard and a mouse for flying. There are some options, some joysticks that maybe you will find for less than 100 reais, a simple joystick, and it will change your gaming completely. Bruno, amanhã nós temos uma live em português, tá? Então no canal Desvio Bússola, procura aí o canal Desvio Bússola e amanhã nós temos live em português. A gente pode bater papo em português, mas tem joysticks bem baratinhos aí que você vai conseguir, cara. Economizando um pouquinho aí você consegue esse joystick e vai mudar muito a tua percepção do jogo aí. Bruno is asking, do you think these EFB updates are coming to the 777-300? I'm pretty sure they are. I'm pretty sure they are coming to the 300 as well. So we are almost ready to start. So, by the way, we start from here. We are going to select flaps 5 for departure. And then we can take our APU off. Then we do a recall. It's only TCAS off. And then the next step is the before taxi checklist. Anti-ice is auto, recall checked, flight controls checked, ground equipment clear. Before taxi checklist is complete. By the way, I'm going to update this camera. Guys, it's not part of Pmdg, but I really like the chase plane. So one thing that I'm going to do here is this MCP I'm going to adjust, and what I want to do is for it to go slightly back, left, and then I need it to go down a little bit, maybe slightly up, and the pitch slightly down. Yep, so maybe up, not that much. Oops. So I'm going to save this camera like this, so every time I go back to this camera, I have all the MCP and all the information that I need here on both screens. So the next checklist is the before takeoff. We can start taxiing. So in this case, taxi light on, and let's see where we are. Let's try to find a way to the runway 22 right. So we go back to the departure. I just want the pinned one on airport. So here we are. So we can start straight ahead. First to continue inside apron to the left, then first right on November. We cross runway 15 right, continue on November, and then all the way to the end to take off runway 22 right. And this is going to be our departure. I didn't see if we have any restriction on this departure, but from runway 22, 237 to Kira calling sucks. So not much, very easy today. So parking brake released. Let's see if the airplane moves. Not yet. Oh, by the way, another configuration that I need on chase plane, which is a new thing for me as well. Preferences on camera movements. By the way, I was supposed to do it before. Quick look left. Yes, and quick look right, and then I can start. Let me see if it works. I can look at least left and right. That's okay for me. So a little bit of thrust, just for the airplane to start moving. Thrust back to idle. And here we are going to taxi this 200. Taxi is not an issue for me, I believe. It's the same as taxiing the 200LR airplanes. They have the same length, so smaller than the 300, same length for the 200. Only the wingspan is different on this one. So this is November to the right, and there we go. Runway 15 right, 33 left ahead of us. We are going to cross a runway, so we make sure everybody knows us, everybody sees us, all lights on, and also we want our transponder to tell people that we are getting closer and we are going to cross the runway. Brito Brazil, hello my friend, I'm living in Boston now. That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you so much for being here one more time, Brito. So let's go back inside here. Basically at this point we can take the lights off again. Transponder to standby, and we are going to see tickets off. We can cancel and we keep taxing. So Testemunha da História says, Fonseca, all 777 you need to apply 50% N1, then press toga. It's roughly 55, okay? So 55, that's it, 55% N1 toga. What else people were saying here? Yeah, Bruno is talking about the price for the joysticks in Brazil. Yeah, prices in Brazil, sometimes they are a mess. But maybe you can try to find a used one. It's going to improve your flight sim experience a lot. So there we go. Crossing another runway, was supposed to be lights on again and all that procedure for the transponder, but we are almost done here on this runway. So what we can do now, we can do the before takeoff checklist. The flaps are in position 5, so before takeoff checklist is complete. We are getting close to the runway, so landing lights and turn off lights on. Guys, if you don't know, here you don't need to use landing lights separated. If you click on the landing name itself, you turn on and off all of them, okay? And the same thing for runway turn off. Here on top of runway turn off name, you do the same. Just in case you guys didn't know this on Pmdg. So we are ready for departure. Runway 22 right coming up. Turzin is also here. And Brito asks, Fonseca, are you simulating now on your notebook or desktop PC? I'm still using my notebook. Here at home I do have TV. However, I'm not using today. I had many issues with the GSX today, so I thought I was not going to be able to do this live broadcast. So basically I'm just running on the notebook right now, but I'm about to buy a desktop, and then you're going to see better content here. Captain, only FedEx use the HUD on 777. Yeah, the head-up display is only available to FedEx. It was designed only to them. That's why you are not going to see the head-up displays on the Pmdg airplanes. For the 777. On the 73, yes, you have. Okay, ready to go, ready to move. Triple 200ER out of Boston. Here we go. Lining up. By the way, sounds really improved by Pmdg. Whoops. toga not working. We're going to set it manually. We are almost there. V1 and rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. LNAV. And here we are. Thrust rev, VNAV speed, autopilot. And while the airplane is climbing, you can see the 777-200ER in action. So here we are. We have to now retract our flaps to 1. Flaps 1. We can already set flaps up. And we are retracting the flaps while we finish the left turn here. Beautiful 777-200ER. New engines, new wings, new sound, new performance package. Everything new for the 777-200ER. Let's see our after takeoff checklist today. After takeoff checklist is complete. VNAV on the left side. I always forget about the weather radar and terrain on the sim, but yes, they do work. Heading bug, we need it to keep on the current heading. As we are approaching a right turn, I'm going to keep already like this. And as you can see, on the PW engines, we have EPR, N2, and EGT on the main instruments. And basically, this airplane uses EPR as the unit to measure the thrust and for the pilots to control the thrust in flight. Even if you go here to the VNAV cruise page, you are going to see later on that you have the information about the EPR you need to maintain your current speed and level. So we are still climbing 7,000 feet. This airplane, I would say, it feels more, some people are going to kill me now, but it feels more like a 737 than a 777, because as you can see, the thrust that you use for climb and for takeoff, they are well dimensioned for this airplane. Testemunha says that the new sounds are really amazing. Yeah, I have to tell you guys that I'm not a big fan and I don't really care about sounds. But yeah, this is one of the improvements by Pmdg. And I think you will love it. So landing, turn off, and taxi lights, they go off. We can set the seat belts to auto, and we keep flying now towards JFK. So guys, what do you think so far? What improved apart from the sounds? Remember, we have a new we do have a new, how they call it, let's see this screen again. We have a new weight and balance application on your FMC. Okay, we have this new weight and balance, easier way to load your weights and also to get information you need for your CDU. We have, of course, a new visual model with these smaller engines, a different wing, and everything else is the standard Pmdg precision for the 777. One more time for the Brazilian followers of this channel, tomorrow 8 p.m. Brasilia time on the Desvio Bússola channel. If you are not subscribed there yet, just search on your YouTube Desvio Bússola. You will find my Brazilian channel. This level change channel, we are going to have only English content, so subscribe to my Brazilian channel as well, and tomorrow we are going to have the Portuguese broadcast for the same airplane. I'm going to select somewhere in Brazil where we can take this 777-200ER for a short trip, just like today. So they are talking about size of the EGT and N1 and other information, and maybe there is a fix in near future. Let's look at them right now. So let's see. I'm not sure if this is different from the real airplane, because we do have our ICAS display here on the right side, and those engine displays, they look very accurate to me. On the 777s that I fly, we only have two displays, two instruments on the upper engine display, only N1 and EGT, so this is position above, and you have a bigger blank area here where usually you get information about CPDLC and so on, but I'm not sure. I never flew this airplane in real life, so I cannot guarantee to you. So we already crossed our 18,000 here in the United States, the so-called transition altitude, so we are climbing level 220 and we have speed and VNAV path at this time. So I'm not the best guy to tell you if these parameters or the way it is displayed is big, small, is correct, is not correct, but I find it very, very natural compared to the 777s that I fly with only N1 and EGT. So we'll reach our cruise level, we'll have our top of descent in 107 miles. We can go back to our FMC here, or better to our EFB, and we can check arrival information in JFK. 170 at 9. Scatter clouds 2500, broken clouds 3300, and also at 4400 overcast level 130 or 13,000, 16 degrees, 29er76. So we can use the performance tool also to calculate our landing route in Kennedy, runway 22. My God, 22 left. Import data from the airplane, import weather. We are landing with flaps 30, brake 3 for now, it's okay. Looks good. We stop in 1,752 meters and we have 2,557 meters available, so we have 800 meters to spare. It's almost a kilometer. I'm very happy with that. So our weight 173.4. So let's come here, set clear 173.4. By the way, we need to wait this to change to New York before changing the speed. On the 200ER, this is not an issue. Speeds are not going to change based on the airport elevation, so there is no problem for us to do it right now, but especially on the 200LR this can be a big issue. So always wait until you are more than 400 miles from your departure airport, or you are halfway through if your route is less than 400 miles. So you can have destination airport here. Later on we are going to check one more time. Our auto brake is 3 today, and our route, let me show you guys here our route. What we are going to do, we are going to have a small shortcut on this arrival, so we can go on legs. After Robber we go Crail, and then we have vectors to Rosley. So what we can do is, after Crail we already go towards Rosley. Looks good for me. Yeah, Crail Rosley, Rosley 3000 or above. That is what we have for today, so I'm very happy with that. If we go back to our electronic flight bag now on the charts, we can go on the approach, runway 22 left. This always resets, I don't know why, but when you come back the ILS is there selected. So we are looking at a DA of 212. You can use these to set 212 if you think it takes too much. You can also hold shift to make it run faster. So 212 on the bottoms. That was too much fast. If you mess up just like I did, you can always come on menu, FE's control panel on, select FE's, punch in the number that you want, select on the minimus, and then go back to menu, FE's control panel off, back to your FMC. You are all set. 212 is set there, and now we have another right turn. And where was I? Yeah, frequency 110.9. We can check that on our radius, 110.9. Final approach course 224 is 224. That's what we have. So ILS runway 22 left, we land 22 left, and then we can usually vacate at the end, almost at the end, via Juliet. If we cannot make Juliet, we always have Zulu. So basically we vacate right on Juliet, cross runway 22 right on Juliet, and then we taxi to Terminal 4 today. So we can find one of the spots here available for us. Maybe we continue on Alpha, straight ahead on Alpha. We join Kilo Fox or even Kilo Golf, and we come here to position 8, 9 or 90. That's our plan for today. So here we are, back to VNAV, 75 miles to top of descent. Fuel looks okay. We are arriving with 7 tons, 143 miles to JFK. We still have Boston here. We just need to make sure that we have the correct speeds. Anyway, that's how we go. What else are you guys saying here, Bruno? I recommend FS to crew voice control. Sorry guys, I'm going to talk to Bruno in Portuguese really fast, and then I can translate to you later on. Bruno, eu que escrevi a nova versão do FS to crew pro 777. Mas apesar de eu ter escrito, eles depois mudaram muitas coisas e eu parei de usar porque virou uma complicação para mim. Ficou mais difícil do que mais fácil do jeito que eles acabaram fazendo. Tem algumas coisas que eles já resolveram, já voltaram para o padrão original, mas algumas coisas que eles não entenderam e a gente não conseguiu uma boa comunicação ali para levar esse projeto até o final. Então eu simplesmente entreguei para eles o que eu tinha de documentação, expliquei algumas coisas e a partir do momento eles procuraram outras opções aí para fazer, mas infelizmente para minha operação eu não recomendo. So guys, I was talking to Bruno about FS2 Crew. I currently I do not recommend. I was working on the develop for the 777. They made a few changes that it didn't work because they were trying to accommodate many different ways of flying, and I don't think that this is the best way to do it. Basically, I think they have to go to different SOPs and then different products if they want different ways. And I was trying to show them the Boeing way, how it's easier and simple to do it, and then they add up many options, and at the end I found it more complicated to me. Lucas Bresolin, good afternoon, mister. Can you write the name of the channel in the chat? Yes, I can. Testemunha already wrote Desvio Bússola. Yeah, that's the one. Delta Echo Sierra Victor India Oscar, and then Bravo Uniform Sierra Sierra Oscar Lima Alpha. So tomorrow we'll be broadcasting on that channel in Portuguese, 8 p.m. Brasilia time. Basically in 20 now it's 11 here where I am. If I take 3 hours less, yeah, basically in 27 hours we'll be broadcasting almost the same content in Portuguese, and then I have more time to talk to my fellow Brazilian friends in Portuguese. So here we are, halfway through on this flight from Boston Logan to JFK in New York. One more time, let's see how we are doing. This is our arrival. Initial altitude is 3000 by Rosley. Makes sense. 40 miles to go. I'm going to wait a little bit more to change our altitude on the MCP. So guys, the standard Boeing 777 overhead panel on the 200, no control for the aft cargo, sorry, for the forward cargo compartment. The aft cargo compartment you will find all the way, how can I do this? Oops, all the way up there. Okay, so this is the overhead panel. Standard panels that you are used, nothing really changed. Inside the airplane, basically you don't know which plane you're flying apart from the engine indications. Checklist exactly the same, pedestal is the same. So you can still use the same normal operating procedures that I used to teach you in this channel to fly the Boeing 777-200ER as well. If you like, on this airplane you can start both engines together. APU is capable of starting both of them together. As they are smaller engines, they need less pressure to rotate them, so it is possible to start both of them together. Apart from that, engines roughly 3 meters smaller, wings roughly 3 meters smaller than the 777-200LR and the 777-300ER. So you have different speeds for approach and takeoff, and no controllability issues in case of a single engine. On the 777-200LR, the long range with bigger engines, more powerful engines, you have some controllability issues. That's why Boeing changed approach reference speeds and some takeoff speeds to allow the pilot to maintain control of the airplane in case you have one engine failure at these critical stages of flight. Not an issue for you on the 777-200ER though. Yeah, Bruno, the FS2 crew is really nice. I used on the 737, is really nice. Then I tested on the 777 by Pmdg for the Prepare 3D. It also worked quite well, but then there were small changes that I wanted them to make to be more Boeing standard, and they start doing it, but then later on people start complaining about different SOPs, and they try to accommodate all of them, and at the end it's becoming a mess. Thank you for the words, Brito. Hope to see you tomorrow also on the Desvio Bússola channel for us to talk in Portuguese. Gui, você pode falar em português aí também, mas amanhã no canal Desvio Bússola a gente vai fazer a nossa transmissão em português, tá? Amanhã, 8 da noite, procura aí Desvio Bússola e aí a gente conversa de boa em português também. Captain Zepos, how do I pirate this one? Yeah, nowadays it's much more difficult because of the Operations Center 3. I think it's very good advance by Pmdg, so downloads are much easier and much faster, updates much easier and much faster, and also activation is not necessary anymore. So basically you have everything under your account. So for people that want to do the right way, I think Pmdg is one step ahead, and it's going to be much easier. So let's see how we are. We are 20 miles to our top of descent. I'm going to select already 3,000 feet. It's the altitude for us to intercept the ILS procedure, runway 22 left in JFK. Everything is set, so I'm going to do another recall and do the descent checklist now. So you can even use this one. So recall is checked, notes are checked, there are no notes. Auto brake, we have 3. Landing data, VREF 3129, minimums bottle 212, and approach briefing is complete. We can close this checklist, and just to make sure we have the correct information, now we already have KJFK, runway 22 left, 173.6 or something like this, and the speed is still the same, 129, so it's checked and it's perfect. So VNAV is here, legs on the right side, as you can see, 3000 and 1800 by Zalpo, which is the final approach fix for runway 22 left. If we want the airplane to start the descent now, we can do it. We just need to click altitude intervention. It's going to change to thrust and VNAV speed. And we are all set to go. Thiago Silveira says it's a beautiful aircraft. Yes, it is. I do like the 777-300ER, slightly longer, bigger engines, but it feels very natural for me. For the 777-200LR that I fly in real life, the engines, they look too big for a 777-200. So this version that we have now, the 777-200ER, it looks more symmetric. And this is the way it was designed initially, the 777, so for sure is an amazing and very beautiful airplane. I also like this new United livery. The tail for me is fantastic. Still remind us of the Continental Airlines that merged with United many years ago, but with a new design and showing the world globe like this. I think it's amazing. It's very rare that I like an airplane with some gray, like the gray that they have at the bottom of the airplane. Usually I don't like this gray, but for United it's really beautiful. Let's use our chase plane to change different cameras to see everything that is pre-planned by Pmdg. So by Pmdg, what we have on the internal is the overwing right, also the overwing left, engine right, engine left, wing forward right, wing forward left, wing aft right, wing aft left. Then for the pilot you have two options: the pilot, captain, and the co-pilot, the first officer side. So for the instruments, I already add some by myself, and actually this was supposed to be named pedestal. I don't know why it didn't do. So this is the name pedestal. Yep. So that one I created just to see the pedestal. MCP I didn't create, but I changed a little bit. ICAS I didn't change yet, but I'm going to do. This is the ICAS. FMC I also didn't change, but I want slightly better so I can see the entire tablet here and also my navigation display. So I'm changing this in a future update of my screens here. You have this for the radio panel, which is really nice if you want just to select your radio panel here. And then you have an option for the throttles, lower overhead, aft overhead, where you have the cargo temperature selectors. One really nice is for the PFD. So this is really nice if you really want to follow your PFD. So here we can select one more time, what was the weather in JFK? 29076. That's what we need. 29076 for New York. 29076. There we are. So, and then the PFD, I show you EFB is this one. Jump seat if you want this from the back. Then we can change to external. Then external, the spot view is by chase plane. Then you have the chase view, tail, belly, wingtip left, wingtip right, nose. Then you have the drone. Flyby is really nice. nearest tower view, nearest runway, nearest parking position, couple of airports around, you can select up to 10. And let's see one more time the flyby. So you have the 777 flying by your screen right now. There we go. Let's see how is our descent doing. We are already crossing 16,000. Can turn our seatbelts on, landing lights on, runway turn off on, taxi light on, and we can also tell our cabin crew prepare for landing. Idle and VNAV PEV. Let's jump back into our cockpit. Almost at 10,000 feet. We do have here 45 miles to go. We are crossing 13,000, so we are on profile. Everything looks fine. We can even go direct to Rosley, see how we are going to manage these miles that we are going to stay high. So idle, VNAV, speed, and we are with 700 feet above the profile, which is not a big deal, especially with this 35 knots headwind that we have now. So we'll be able to adapt to this easily. Oh, by the way, I didn't show you, but as the other airplanes, you also have your secondary engine displays, your status display, electrical system, hydraulic system, fuel system, air conditioning, doors, gear, light controls, checklist, communication, and navigation display. By the way, we have our altimeter setting to 2976 and the approach checklist is complete. Broadway International just below us to the right is our alternate today. I'm just wondering that when I open the page for doors, I forgot to arm them for departure, so we can go on doors and arm all. That is going to be slightly better. And then you have the green indication here. So we are 900 feet high, crossing 10,000. Speed intervene 250, and let's see how we go. We can always delete, and without executing we can see what altitude the FMC is predicting there. 3,154 feet, which makes sense. It's 3,000 or above, so we are fine. We are 800 feet high. Getting closer to the runway, I'm going to start reducing our speed for this approach. 210 on the speed. Let's see what are the speeds for the flap. On this airplane. $255 for flaps 1, 235 for flaps 5. And flaps 30 is only 170. We need to make sure we don't burst them, as this is a different airplane that I'm used to. So flaps 1 is set. 235 for flaps 5. Cabin is ready. Flaps 5. That should take us back on the profile. We'll see how is the 777-200Er performance. First time flying this airplane. Yeah, so now speed is dropping. The airplane is going to pitch down. Yep. We are back into the game. To reach 3,000 feet more or less by Rosley. Flaps 15 is 215 knots. I'm going to reduce it to 195. Set our flaps to 15. We are quite high. Did I make something wrong? What is the speed for flaps 15? Yeah, 215. 215, yeah, we were below 215 all the time. I don't know what happened to our speed tape here. We got another speed warning. That is not correct. .195 knots to intercept the final. If we are at the correct altitude, is not a big issue. And as we are descending quite okay, I think this is more than enough. India Whiskey November as ILS is identified. So as we have the ILS already identified, we are descending to 3000. Localize and glide slope, they are at the correct places. We can arm our approach mode. So localize and then glide slope is armed. .195, this is the speed limit for flaps 20. So we need to reduce a little bit more before setting our flaps to 20, which is not a big deal, because as soon as we intercept the glide slope, we are going to reduce our speed. For speed VS, we can bring the speed now down something like 160. and then we control the speed with the vertical speed, so it's increasing, so we can reduce a little bit. Localize it is capture. Glide slope is capture. Missed approach is to 3000. Can reduce our speed to flaps 15. And there we are. We have JFK ahead of us. Speed slowly reducing. It's fine. We have 20 knots. Headwind is more than enough for our approach. Very nice. Airplane reducing very slowly. This looks like the new 777s, so I think the speed reduction on the 200ERs, they are not much different from the new 777s.
2500.
And here we are, 2,500 feet above ground, so we can set gear down, flaps to 20. We can arm our speed brake. Yeah, speed brake is armed. Only landing flaps to go. Passing 2,000 feet. First time flying the airplane, so already flaps 30. Want to make sure we are stable. Speed. Approach speed of 134. VRF 30, 129 plus 5 knots for our approach speed. Even though we have a huge headwind today. So landing checklist. Landing checklist is complete. Speed brake, landing gear and flaps. Airplane is stable. And we can even test an auto land today. What you guys think? Let me see. Now is the time for you to vote in this channel. So very easy. Tell me, automatic or manual? Automatic or manual? Manual. Ali says manual. Okay, let's do it manual. So, we are now crossing 1,000 feet. Stable. Manual flight. Flight director.
1000.
$60 knots headwind. Not a big issue. Some turbulence.
Glide slope.
Glide slope is gone. We are visual with the runway. Forget glide slope. We fly visually to the runway.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brake up. Reverse as normal. Airplane decelerating as expected. We can take the second right here. So 60 knots out of reverse, manual brakes. Didn't go to auto brake. This config flap was not supposed to sound right now. We do not have enough thrust for it to sound. As you can see, there's not much thrust. Anyway, we are going to do here to the right, as we briefed. On Juliet. We are going to cross runway 22 right on Juliet, continue straight ahead to join Alpha, and then we take the second apron entrance to position 90 or 80. So there we are going to set up our straight line here, and then I can do my after landing. We are going to cross one runway, so I'm not changing anything related to the lights. Auto brake is off, flaps up, and there we are. I'm waiting to cross so we can do the rest of stuff after crossing. To right, clear to cross. We're approaching the other side, so landing lights can go off, runway turn off, strobo off, transponder, TCAS off, we can cancel, and then we continue our taxi second to the right, second apron to the right. Let's see if we can find that position. I'm not sure where we were supposed to be. Yeah, my GSX is not working. Anyway, we are going to stop manually here on the right side, reducing my speed to 10 knots or less, so I can do this right turn here. And then I'm going to the outside view. Let's see, let's find a position here so we can park. Here to the left. APU to start. Taxi light off. Let's manually park this one here on the left side. There we go. Now parking brake set. APU is running. We can kill both engines. And then at this time start our disembark by seat belts to off. Pressurizing hydraulic panel. Fuel pumps. Beacon. Can even take flight directors off now. And last step is transponder to standby. We can go to the doors, disarm all. Let's assume ground crew already set our shocks. Shocks are set. We can remove our parking brake. And last step is to do our shutdown checklist. Nope, I didn't turn off our weather radar or terrain. So shutdown checklist, parking brake is released. Shutdown checklist is complete. Guys, then from now on you do your disembarkation process. So this was the first live stream with the Boeing 777-200ER. So what is your opinion about bodies? Audio works for Pmdg 737. I don't know if you have tested or commented. No, Thiago, I didn't. I don't really care about the sounds, so I do not have the body's audio pack. Everybody says it's really nice. People complain a lot about the Pmdg audios. I'm not one of them, and I don't really know if the audios are good or not. What I've told is that the audios are much better now on this new 777-200ER. They are also improving the audio sounds for the 777-300ER as well, and for the 777 freighter, but I do not have an opinion. For me, they are all just good. They are good enough for your flight sim experience. Yeah, it's a beautiful 777, as Commander Janilson Gomes says. Thank you so much, Janilson, for being here. Tomorrow we have a Portuguese live stream on the other channel, on the Desvio Bússola. So guys, if you speak Portuguese, if you are from Brazil, please visit my other channel, Desvio Bússola, and tomorrow 8 p.m. Brasilia time. This is going to be already 2300 Zulu time. Tomorrow we have our broadcast in Portuguese, and I talk to my Brazilian friends in Portuguese tomorrow. That's all I had for today. I'm going home, I'm going bed because I have a long flight tomorrow to São Paulo, and I see you soon, guys. Bye bye.